In this video, we're going to talk about another type of lookup function called the index/match, and they work kind of hand in hand. The index portion of the function will actually do the displaying of the results. The match is going to be looking for the a particular item. So if we just look at the index has basically three attributes, arguments. The first is the array. Basically, what am I going to, in essence, want to use as my data? The row number and the column number. Think of the row number and the column number as similar to what we've used with HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. So if I just use index, so I'm going to type in equal index, and I want to have the array, so I'm going to select the data, whether I'm using it or not. And I want to know the row number. So let's say I'm curious about what is at this position right here, the 8th row and the 3rd column. So I'm going to do 8 for row 8, comma, and 3 for the 3rd column. And if I hit enter, it should show me the gross for Coming to America. Unfortunately, it's not very useful if I want to change, and let's say I'm interested in the gross for Indiana Jones. Well, that's the 2nd column. So I would have to change the number 8 to 2, and that displays $474 million. So not very useful. So what we can do is we can combine this with a match function. The match function uses a lookup array. So it's really doing the lookup. The index is doing the display. So we have the lookup value, the lookup array, and the match type. So the lookup value is what we're looking for. The lookup array is where is it, and then the match type is whether it's going to be exact or approximate. So I'm going to put the row number here. So in H6, we'll type in equal match. And the first thing I want to know is the lookup value, and that is just simply H5. And then we'll do a comma. And then where is it going to look for this particular movie? We're not interested in everything else. All we want is the movie, comma. And then what kind of a match do we want? Well, these are unique, so we do want to have an exact match, so we'll do 0. And we'll close this. So ET extraterrestrial is the first row. It's the first row of that array. So it's not the 5th row of the spreadsheet or the worksheet. It's the first row of the array. So if I click on the titles, I made a list here. Let's say, look who's talking. That's the 7th row. So it actually ranks 7. So that's how we can use the match. And this is just finding the particular row that meets look who's talking. So we can now combine the match with the index to create some really powerful lookups. So we're going to type in equal index. And the array is going to be, well, what am I looking for? Well, I want it to retrieve, once I do the match, I want it to retrieve gross. Not interested in anything else. I just want the gross. So let's think of the array as what do I want to look at. So sort of like the return array when we do an XLOOKUP. So now we want to know the row number. That's where we put in the match. And the match is asking us for the lookup value. Where am I going to look it up? Just the array of title. And then I hit the comma. And do I want an exact or an approximate? I do want an exact, so I'll hit 0. And then I will one close for match and one close for index. So if I hit enter, the look who's talking, that's this value right here. And we have 296,999,000. So I can come over here and I can change it to Rain Man. And we see that's 354 million. So it becomes dynamic. I can now go over here and change what I am going to want to search for. Well, let's do this again, but this time let's find the year that this movie came out. So we can do equal index. And the array is what we're going to be looking to have displayed. So we want the year. And then what am I going to retrieve? I want the row number. That's where we're going to look for match. And that's the lookup value, which is H5. And then the lookup array is still the same value, it's still title. And we want to have an exact match. So we're going to do one close for match and one close for index. So Star Wars Episode 6 came out, where is it, right here, in 1983. So if I change this to another movie, Batman came out in 1989. So this is by combining the index and the match, we can create some really powerful lookups. The next video, we're going to actually be able to look up not just one array, but two arrays. So we'll be able to look up columns and rows. So it's kind of like a combination of both the VLOOKUP and the HLOOKUP. So that'll be the next video.